Hi everyone. I'm Andy Dumbell. I'm the Chief Product Officer of Notified Technology and co-founder. And I always introduce myself as the chief geek within the business. I'm responsible for our products and our innovation strategy. Today I'm going to share our Pan Intelligence story so far, discuss why business intelligence is important for us and our clients, and also why we partnered with Pan Intelligence and how that's going for us as a business. But before I get into the details, I'd like to start off with a brief introduction of Notified Technology. So we're a tech business that builds software solutions for health and safety. And our mission as a business is to make 1 billion people safer at work through tech. So for me, that's very worthwhile, but also with my geek hat on, I find that quite exciting. We're based in the UK, but we've got a global reach. Our software is used in about 100 different countries. And as clients, you can see from the likes of Siemens down to very small companies across different ranges of businesses. They've adopted the technology to try and automate and quicken the process of making people safer at work, ultimately to reduce accidents and so on within the workplace. So our product suite has 3 core modules within it, and they all have a similar theme. So the idea is that they've got specific purposes, but what they're trying to do is help businesses identify risk and manage and mitigate it, and ultimately make their workplace a safer environment by doing so, and reduce the chance of accidents happening. And a good example is the incident management system. So as part of this, you can identify risks. You can do this through a crowdsourced approach, where you get your employees and suppliers to, if they spot something that doesn't look right, something that's unsafe or something they've got concerns about, they can raise that through an app, and that comes into our system. Equally, we can automate risk identification through sensors. So very similar to what David described with his company at the start in the first presentation, we can take data from sensors and also feed that into the system. And that then connects into a smart workflow, so that once we've identified something that needs to be investigated or looked at, we can notify the right people and walk them through the process of actually understanding what's been observed, what the level of risk is, and how to mitigate an accident from happening. And with each of these 3 core components, they generate a fair bit of data, and there's value hidden within that data. So as you can see from this slide, we've got dashboards as a centerpiece. The idea is that helps us unlock the intelligence from the data and drive more value for our customers. And from a strategic perspective, this slide, it illustrates how we drive value through technology and innovation for our clients. And actually, we see our clients going on a journey from left to right on this slide, where as a business or an organization adopts technology and successfully executes their strategy linked to the technology, they'll get certain benefits. So they'll see things like safety, employee engagement, culture, and so on increasing, whilst the cost that they have for compliance and insurance and so on will come down as they go through this cycle. And in our startup phase as a business, we invested into the left-hand side of the chart. So this was building tools that would digitalize operations and processes, ultimately making things quicker to do from a business perspective, more consistent and more engaging, so that you can adopt the technology across your business rather than be limited to a small team. And as I mentioned on the previous slide, the 3 modules linked to those areas of work, they generate data. So the next natural progression for us was to build the dashboard capability within our products. So just over a year ago, we started our dashboards project. And the first phase was quite an in-depth R&D exercise to try and find the right piece of tech for us to work with. And we had some key requirements of things that we were looking for. And as you've heard from the previous speakers, our requirements aren't unique. But to summarize, for me personally, I was trying to find a mature product that we could embed into our software and accelerate the delivery of world-class dashboards. I also wanted to find a team that I could believe in, with a powerful vision, and that actually would work with us as partners through our own growth cycles, and from a cost perspective, something that we could commercialize and obviously make money from. And Pan Intelligence by far were the best fit for us. And I keep telling people this, that Pan Intelligence is a game changer for us, for our products and for our business as well. So I'd like to do a quick demonstration to show you some of the stuff we've built. I'm going to switch screens. Hopefully you can still see my screen and now see a dashboard instead of my presentation. If you can't, please let me know. This is our Notify Cloud platform. It's a software as a service solution. And as you can see, we've got a main navigation on the left-hand side here. And at the top is the dashboard options that are available to me. So each user has a login, and then their user account set up in a way where we expose certain dashboards and also limit the data that that user can see. And the dashboard on screen is our incident management dashboard. So this was the first one that we built. And we went through quite a few iterations of this. I mean, at one point we had 20+ charts we were trying to cram into the screen. And part of this was us trying to figure out the best experience for our users, and also how to get the best value from Pan Intelligence as well. And we settled on a few key principles that we've adopted for other dashboards as well. So the first thing is, rather than have lots of charts on the screen, we limit the charts to 3 to 5 charts. You can see we've got 3 here. The top chart, the one on the left, the one on the right. And then you've got access to secondary charts through different routes. So as an example, if I want to flick between the incidents by month charts here, I can use these buttons at the bottom to see alternative charts. Incidents by status, incident details, and so on. And the feedback that we've had from clients is this works well for them because they don't feel overwhelmed. The key information they want on screen, but they've got access to additional details when it's needed. And in a similar sense, we've also adopted the drill path capability in Pan Intelligence, which just lets you drill into information so you can go down through the different levels or layers of data. And to show an example of this, we expand the incidents by month chart. If I was interested in this spike here, you can see that we've got 60 near misses in June 2019. I can click on that, and that takes me to a secondary chart, and this breaks down that information by department within the business. And then again, that cycle can continue. So if I want to see what's happening in manufacturing, these 9 open near misses, I can click on that. And that takes me into a table of information, and I can carry on down that path. So if I spot a near miss that I want to see some more details on, double click that. And as you can see, it's taken me into the detailed screen. And this sits outside of Pan Intelligence. So I'm just going to go back to the dashboard. The other thing that we've done is build in the category filters from Pan Intelligence. So we've got this button here that makes those available. And obviously this is so that our users can then limit the information that they want to see. And a combination of what I've demonstrated has made it a very interactive experience. Now, if I just quickly open up a second dashboard here, this is our action tracker dashboard. And as you can see, we follow the same design principles here. We've got, in this case, 5 key charts, and we've got the filters available. Again, the buttons placed in the same place. So once I've used the system once, I know instinctively where to find this. We've got the secondary charts available through these buttons here. And I can drill into the details by clicking the segments on a chart. So just going back to the presentation, what have we learned through this process? What are the lessons learned? Well, one of the key things for me at least has been getting to know Pan Intelligence inside out has been crucial for us. Ken and the team at Pan Intelligence kindly put together a 3-day training course for us. So me and my team, we feel like we're Pan Intelligence ninjas now and we're advocates of the product. But the difference this has made, it accelerated our learning curve and we're getting the best out of the technology as a result. And on a similar note, we invested quite a bit of time into understanding the architecture of Pan Intelligence and how do we integrate and embed that into our own solution. And that's had a couple of key wins for us. The first thing is once we've invested into that and put it in place, actually building dashboards is really quick. I'm finding that we spend more time speaking to clients, doing market research, maybe preparing the data, than actually building the dashboards themselves. And for me, that's a very big win for us because it means we can turn out dashboards very quickly for clients. And from an integration perspective, if I just quickly go back to the dashboard, for me, it's achieved something that I was looking for, which was a seamless experience for our customers. So they don't know or care that there's a couple of technologies behind this, our cloud software as well as Pan Intelligence. For them, they've got, for me, a great experience. They've got the ability to explore the data, refine it, drill into the details, and it's all seamless. They don't know that actually they're going between different systems here. As you can see, we've also used a bit of the branding capability within Pan Intelligence so that we've aligned the color schemes and so on with our own color schemes. And this has helped make the experience better for the user base. So the other thing that we've learned, and this is from customers and internally as well, is the introduction of Pan Intelligence into our software has enabled better conversations. And from a client's perspective, the feedback we've had is now that dashboards are available, they're using them in different meetings. There might be team meetings, management meetings, even board meetings, where they get the dashboard on screen and they use that to have a more data-led discussion and make better decisions as a result. And if there's key themes they want to explore, they can do that with the dashboard and actually get into the detail. And then internally, for me, I found that Pan Intelligence has helped us accelerate the delivery of dashboards for clients. And the process we go through is obviously we speak to clients to understand their needs and start to build something to show them. And then the bit that's changed is on the sessions that we have with clients where we do show and tells and we get a screen share and demonstrate what we've built, that's become quicker and more engaging because obviously we can show them the facilities we've built, we can give them access. But as feedback comes up in these sessions, what would happen in the past is we'd be busy away typing lots of notes and coming back in a couple of weeks' time once we've built something else to show them, where actually we can try things on the call. And that cuts out a lot of that time. And as I say, it makes the whole process more engaging. So we've had that benefit as well. So as you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of Pan Intelligence. I'm really enjoying working with them. I feel like we're at the first stage of our dashboards project. We've successfully launched dashboards. We're building a few dashboards. But there's so much more that we want to do and tap into in terms of the more advanced capability in Pan Intelligence. And just from a relationship perspective, I'm finding that when we need support, so we need technical guidance, that's available, and actually Pan Intelligence don't shy away from that. They embrace it. And from my perspective, it's great that we can get on a phone call with them and work through either questions that we've got or challenges and get to an answer quickly and in a way that feels collaborative rather than us feeling like a pain in the backside. So it's been the right decision for us. So yes, that's my talk, guys. Sorry if that was a bit quick. I was trying to keep to my 10 minutes. And if you've got any questions, please shout out.
Thanks, Andy. That was great. Yeah, again, people are saying what a great presentation. And I think I'd just like to comment on a few things. That was a great example of how Pan Intelligence can be embedded in an application. Like you said, you often can't tell that it's a separate application, so that's fab. You also mentioned the training courses. That's something that you'll hear a little bit later on with Ken and Charlie's session, which is coming after the coffee break that we're going to have just now. That's going to look at some of the Pi Academy stuff and the training courses that we're running. If you haven't heard about it, we have been trying to circulate it, but we are running training packages now. So as Andy mentioned, there's a few different training courses that are on offer to make sure that people are fully skilled in Pan Intelligence, and advanced courses as well for those of you that want to take it one step further. So that was great. Let me just pull up some of the questions. So one of them was, how quickly was it for you to change the CSS and make it look like your product?
Quick. I mean, although I sit in a strategic role, I'm a developer by trade, and I did that bit just to help the team out, and I did it within, I don't know, less than half a day. I know CSS, I like to tinker, so I found that quite quick. I mean, if you go through getting your marketing team involved and stuff, I'm sure it'll be a longer process, but we've got brand guidelines. The way that Pan Intelligence makes that available to you, it's simple. You've got blocks that represent different elements that you can style. and you can quickly test that out, drop some styles in, and switch back to the dashboard, see how it looks, and then make your tweaks and so on. So yeah, pretty quick.
Fab, thank you. And like you say, there's varying different styles that you can add to your dashboard to make it look and feel different based on different people. So thank you. Again, someone's given you a very big compliment to say amazing presentation. One other question, when the integration looks really, really clever, how have you managed to make Pan seamless within your application?
Well, the first thing was understanding the best way of doing that. And there's a combination of using the documentation that you guys provide and the training course that you mentioned as well. And we came up with some ideas, ran them past Ken, and then put those in place. And there were some key decisions we had to make. So as an example, who's responsible for the access to the different dashboards? We know that obviously you have to specify in Pan Intelligence that users have access to certain categories. But within our system, we've got a user management facility, and we didn't want customers who self-manage to go from our system into Pan Intelligence to be able to specify the roles and so on. So we drove that through our system, but behind the scenes, there's some glue in place that sends information to Pan Intelligence API and sets up a copied user, I guess. Each user has a duplicate user in Pan Intelligence. And we've got some user groups set up so that where there's consistency in terms of the capability that we want to offer, we simply create a user, link them to that, and then link them to their charts, and that happens behind the scenes. Hopefully that helps answer the question. And for the integration into the website itself, that was just trial and error to try and get it to look right. It wasn't a complicated thing, because it's just from a technical standpoint, just an iframe, but we spent on a couple of calls with Ken going through our ideas just to qualify them before putting them in place.
Fab, thank you. No, that's really helpful. And like you say, a lot happens behind the scenes, but the customer from a usability point of view doesn't know what's going on at all. Somebody actually did ask a question which I would like you to answer, but whether you tell people that this is a Pan product or whether you just pretend it's your own. So
we do, yeah. I mean, that's part of the sales pitch from our perspective, because I don't like to hide it. As I said in the talk, we want to find a team that we could believe in, and you guys have got an amazing vision ahead, and we utilize that as part of our sales pitch. We were chatting to Lana yesterday to find, when we get questions that come up saying, well, the competition can do this, why is Pan Intelligence better? And she's given us some battle codes that we can then use to educate our sales team on how to do that. So I think being open about it is useful for us, at least as a business.
Great, thank you. Some customers don't, so it completely depends on what you would like to do as a customer. Some people pretend it's their own application, others are quite happy to say it's a tool that we embed. So fab, thank you, Andy. That was really good.